Here he comes to ruin the setup. So when you start using your Equiband, make sure you remember these stretches. Partly, the first one is going to be great for testing your actual progress, right? Like you're actually gonna be able to tell how much muscle your horse is really developing. The second Hi everybody and welcome back to #Team Fuego. So my focus on this channel recently has been on the Equiband, and this is Fuego, my guinea pig and star of the show right now. So anyway, I wanted to make this video as like a check-in point, right? So you maybe you have an Equiband, maybe you've been using the Equiband and you're kind of like, okay, like how am I gonna know if I'm actually making a real difference or not? What are you doing? How am I gonna know if I'm actually making a real difference or not? So today I'm actually going to show you how you can literally check on their body how the progress is coming, because first and foremost, the tool is a muscle building tool. So I'm actually going to show you how to flex their ab muscles. And so first I want to start with a little bit of a story. So I was online and I was actually trying to find a stretching routine. I used to be a gymnast, and we stretch a lot, or at least gymnasts stretch a lot. And I was like, you know, horses can stretch. Like, why is horse stretching not, more, why is this not like part of what we do with our horses, like all the time, not just when you feel like it or when you think about it or some random day, like, I mean, real, like, scheduled part of your fitness regime. So I was trying to find this stretching routine, and I found one with the stretch that I'm about to show you. It's partially a muscle flex and partially because of the way that it forces their body to move. It's also like kind of a stretch too. So it's on the list when you go find it, look for horse stretches. And so I find the stretch, and I swear to God, the first like 5 months of me trying to do this stretch, the horse literally, like, so his body's supposed to react to the stretch I'm doing. Think about it as when you go to the doctor and the doctor hits your knee with the mallet, and then your leg's just supposed to kick as like a reaction. It's supposed to be kind of like that, where you put pressure here and then this happens. And I swear to God, the horse like wouldn't react. Like, he had zero reaction. And I was like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Like, I always go to me first. Like, what am I doing that's wrong? And so as it turns out, I wasn't doing it wrong. He just had zero muscles before. I mean, zero. And so I'm going to show you that stretch right now, and I'm also going to show you how, like, you'll be able to see his body move. And so I just wanted to tell you guys, like, if you go to try this and nothing happens, that's totally normal, because I went through a phase with this horse where that's how he was, until I started using the Equiband. God, Deli. All right, until I started using the Equiband and really started building those muscles. That was when I started actually seeing like a reaction. That was when I actually started seeing like the stretching reaction that I was really looking for. So, but for those of you that are on this channel because you are looking for, maybe some tips and tricks for using your Equiband, this one's a really good test, right? So if you do this once a week, then you'd be able to gauge, the development of their muscles over time. And it's really simple. So all you need is either the sharp end of a hoof pick, or what I use is I use the butt of a Sharpie. And so what you're going to do is I'm actually going to show you two stretches. One that's for their abs, that's going to test their ab, we'll say we're testing their six-pack, right? So the first one is going to see, how much muscle they already have developed in their abs, depending, and this is going to depend on the horse. This horse was, let's just put it in perspective here. This horse was competing at the intermediate level in eventing and had 0 ab muscles. That makes me sound like a really terrible rider, but the reality is that the Equiband forced him to activate those muscles when really he could do the job without those muscles before. And I'm very excited to see what happens when we come back from our rehab, because like he was able to do it without those muscles. Like for me, I'm like, oh my God, like imagine how much easier this job is going to be now that he actually has the muscles. So anyway, let's get to these. I'm actually gonna show you my second stretch too, because one of them is for their abs to test their muscles, and then the other one is actually a stretch for their butt and their back. And the second one, honestly, if you're gonna be, you know, doing the ab flex, like, and you already have your tool out, like there's really no point in not just doing the second one as well, because it is a stretch that's good for them. Okay, for the record, this is who this horse is, and he is one of the weirdest horses I've ever worked with. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, come on. Come on. Turn sideways. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So, hi. So in order to do this stretch, you're gonna go, there are 2 ridges along their underbelly, and you just gotta find the innermost edge of the ridge right here. I mean, and you know what's kind of funny about this is you'll have to play around with it a bit to find, you know, all horses, like all humans, all of our bodies are a little different. Everything's in the same place, but how everybody works is a person-to-person basis. But there's like a ridge along their stomach here. They've got 2 on either side. I would assume those are kind of like ab muscles. Where are you going? Come back. Come back. So I would assume those were kind of like ab muscles. But here, I'm going to show you how to activate it. So you're going to take the butt end of your Sharpie. No. Come on. All right, now I'm also going to try and stand out of the way so you can see this. But watch this area right here for the lift in his back. There you go. Yeah, can you do that again? Come here. Come on. Now he's moving because he smells treats, so he's being a little bit of a brat this morning. But let's see if you can do that again. Come on. Good boy. All right, let's do the other side. Now, I always do, everything is balance, you know. If you're gonna do something on one side, just do it the equal amount of times on the other side. It's, you know, don't overdo anything by any means, but balance is really everything. Good boy. Okay, so hopefully you could see, you know, so I was running this along the underbelly of his barrel, and then as a reaction, his abs contract and his back comes up a little bit, which is apparently a stretch, but it also is, it makes them flex those ab muscles. And as you can see, you know, he's not really where I want him to be yet. We're still a work in progress, but you know, this is the fact that he's even moving his abs. Like I said before, I went looking for a stretching program, found this stretch, was trying to do it all kinds of ways. I was like, maybe I'm just an idiot and can't figure this out. But eventually I figured out how to do it. And as you can see now, the reason that he wasn't reacting to what I was doing was because he actually had no muscles. So now, as you can see, he has clearly been developing those muscles. So now I can actually activate them. So that was stretch number 1, in terms of, that's a great test for when you start using your Equiband and, you know, measuring it over time just to see like what it's doing for your horse. That's a great one, because as soon as they develop some ab muscles, they're not going to be able to help but react and flex to what you're doing. So now I'm going to show you the back stretch, which this is a bonus stretch. This isn't, but you've already got your Sharpie out and you're already doing the flex is where their abs come up. So we may as well do the butt one too. Are you gonna come back? Oh. All right, so for this one, I always put my hand right here, pretty much where like my butt cheek would go if the saddle was on. And then you take the butt of your Sharpie and I go, so this, again, this is gonna be different for each horse. So you're gonna have to find the line down your horse's butt that causes them to stretch the most. So we're gonna say, we're gonna go that one. As you can see, that reaction is what we're looking for. But I always go kind of down. I do like lines that are pretty much like an inch apart across the butt to see which one I get the most reaction from. So as you can see, as I come further toward me, no reaction. So up here was where I got the most. But that one's a stretch that actually one of the body workers that works out here with the horses told me about. That one's a good one for stretching their back. It's not necessarily going to help you with the Equiband, except for the fact that stretching your horse after they work is the best way to help them actually build muscle. Okay, come on. Let's do the other side. Come on. Good boy. All right, so there you have it. So when you start using your Equiband, make sure you remember these stretches. Partly, the first one is going to be great for testing your actual progress, right? Like you're actually gonna be able to tell how much muscle your horse is really developing. The second one is just a great stretch. You know, so when your horse builds, so when anybody builds muscle, the process is a little complicated, but the highlights are you need the muscle building and you also need the muscle recovery. So what this does is the stretching actually helps those muscles develop because it's part of that recovery piece. Because if you just build muscle and you never have any muscle recovery, then you're ultimately never gonna get to where you wanna go. So that would be an entire video all in of itself. In terms of this video, we can be done because you have now your 2 stretches to be able to test how your horse is coming along with actually using the Equiband. And to all of you guys out there that have been commenting on these videos and who've been asking me questions in the comments and participating, thank you so much, because honestly, that's pretty much like why I'm driven to continue to post these videos, is that I can actually see and read and tell that you know, that these videos are helping people, and I think that's so cool. Like honestly, like that's the part about the world that has gotten really, really cool, is that, you know, I can post this video and reach somebody halfway across the country and help them, you know, with developing their horse's like potential. And honestly, that is just so cool. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has, you know, commented and liked and subscribed to the and subscribe to the channel. For the record, sorry about this one. Such a nightmare. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. All right.